to let you all say hello to these great men. Hello, gentlemen.
Hey, hey, how y'all doing? How y'all doing?
Pastor Chad, I so appreciate Pastor Chad. He's on the road and he got positioned in order to be
Let
here
you
on
all
this
say hello
evening.
to these great men.
All
Hello,
right. Pastor Chad, can you hear us? Uh oh. He is muted. I think you have to unmute yourself, Pastor. There we go. I believe so. All right, Sister Valerie, glad to have you. Tamara, glad to see you. Pastor Nicole, God bless you. Oh, Sister Teresa, I'm glad to see you. Let me know if you guys can hear us. Okay. Tamara, can you hear us? Let's see if you guys can hear. Okay, good. All right, Pastor Chad, you with us? Let's see. So that's okay. We might have to. There is some way. Last week they had to unmute themselves as well. Hi, hi there. Hello, hello, Beverly and everyone. So Pastor Chad, you might have to. I don't know if you can hear me, but there's some kind of way that you muted yourself on your end. And I tell you what, it it could be in your headset. I'm not sure. It could be in your headset. You guys think this is technology, Brother Kendale? This is what we're doing now. No one's perfect, but we're getting it together.
Oh, trust me, I understand. I'm
Yes.
good.
Okay, and I appreciate that. All right, Pastor Chad is going to figure his part out. But look, we're going to have one of the best discussions on this evening, and we're going to work with Pastor Williams to make sure that we can get him on. Don't worry about it. But this is the What Men Want or about love and relationships part two. So you tuned in on a good time, whether you're single, married, divorced, looking, wanting, don't want, thinking about it later on, it's on your mind, whatever it is. This is the discussion night for you. And I have some questions that have come in from viewers, and they want some answers. They want some answers from the man of God. So let's do this. Pastor Chad, Pastor Chad, can you hear me? Can you nod if you can hear me? Okay, you can hear me. Okay. All right. So it may be, I don't know if you might have to take your headphone off and um just go by your phone. If that doesn't work, what you may could do is disconnect and reconnect. But if you want to take your headphone off, then that might help out as well. So okay, no, we still can't hear you. It's something on your end that's muted. So let me let you do this. If you don't mind, you can go ahead and just disconnect, and then you can come back on. And Brother Kendale and I, we're gonna jump into just saying hello and good evening. I want him to come on and introduce himself to everyone. I happen to know this brother, and he is a blessing to the body of Christ. Sister Angela, I'm glad to see you on as well. He is a blessing to the body of Christ. And so I'm so honored that you were able to have time. A lot of people may have seen one of your videos. I know one in particular that went viral from a barbershop talk, and it was just such good rich advice that you were passing on. But there's so much more to you, and I know you're an author and all, but I want you to take a moment to say good evening to everyone. Let them know something about you and who we have with us this evening.
Well, hey, first, let me say that anytime I get a chance to speak or invited to do something like this, I'm always honored. So thank you. Thank you, Pastor Dillon, for the opportunity. So for me, I was raised in Columbia, Mississippi. That's my hometown. I currently live in Hattiesburg, Mississippi with my wife and three kids, married to Kim, been married 7 years and got three kids, Alana, Makai, and Kimbry. So I'm pretty busy. I also work offshore whenever I'm not speaking or traveling to help serve doing different things. I work offshore for Shell Oil Company, and I'm gone 14 days at a time. But when I'm home, I'm pretty flexible, trying to be the best husband, trying to be the best father, trying to be the best servant that I could be. So that's just a little bit about me. Pretty much an open book. Try to help people as much as I can with being as transparent as I can, because I believe that people need real, right? People can't be helped with if you're not being open and honest about where you come from, because there's no real glory in your story if you pretend to have always had it together.
I wholeheartedly agree. Let me see. I think we have Pastor Chad back. Let's see if we can um, get him on. Pastor, can you hear us?
Yes, I can hear y'all. Can y'all hear me?
Yay! We can hear you great. All right. Thank you
Right.
so much for being with us on this evening.
Yeah.
And for those of us who know you, we love you just as well as Kendale, just wonderful gentlemen. But there may be some who's watching right now and they may not know you. So I want you to take a moment and just kind of let everybody know who you are and about you as a person.
Um. Well, everybody, most people know me. I'm Pastor Chad Williams. Chad Williams. Um. A lot of people know me by being married to Vivica Williams, who's my wife. I pastor the Pleasant Spring Missionary Baptist Church. I've been serving there for 11 years. I've been preaching for 13 years and pastoring 11 years. And I love it. I'm a father of three wonderful young men, Jalen, Justin, and Jordan, and my wife, sister Vivica Williams, uh, who I love dearly. We've been married for 21 years. We just celebrated our 21st anniversary on the 29th of last month, and it's getting better. We just like we not the perfect marriage, but we learn, we grow. I love it. I mean, I can't have it. I wouldn't want it no other way. She puts up with me, I put up with her, and we two peas in a pod. We love each other. But that's pretty much about me. I love serving God's people. I love preaching. I mean, I have to preach on a stool. I will. I'll preach anywhere. I love to do it. So, yes, that's my calling. Preaching is my calling, and I love it. I love serving God's people. That's all. I'm not too much. Everybody know.
Well, that is fantastic. So, you gentlemen are both married, and Brother Gerald was scheduled to be with us, and we've had him on before. And I know things do come up, so we pray that all is well with him. Your wife, Lady Vivica, says she loves you more. Thank you for joining us, Greta. Thank you for joining my beautiful mother, Minister
Looking
Althea.
for my
Thank you,
charge.
Sister Valerie. We see you guys. Thank you, Brother Arthur, for being with us, man of God. We appreciate you coming on as well. So what we talked about last time, and I'm that kind of person, Kendale. I'm the same kind of way. If we're going to have the discussion, we need to have the discussion for real. I think we were all raised in church enough to know and hear about the cliches, and everybody grew up. We're all grown up now, and people want
Right.
to know some real answers. Prophetess Sabina, God bless you. So glad to see you on this evening also. And so tonight, and let me say that if you have friends who want to join us in the conversation, we're streaming right now on YouTube. We're on Twitch TV. We are on Periscope, and we're on Facebook, on different places. And take a moment, share, and let somebody know we're here, because we need to get this word out. So when it comes to what men want, I know women, we do the most talking, we have the most to say, but men can remain a mystery to women. So hopefully during these talks, people have asked the right questions in order to bring out some truths to help us understand each other. And we are going to have a talk with the women about what women want as well. But it just takes some time for women to get to that place. And I say that everything that we do eventually comes back around to love and relationships. So as we get ready to jump in, you both are married, but at some point, can you remember back to the day you were single and you were looking for a wife? Can you all remember that?
Yes, ma'am.
Tell a little bit of that story. What were you looking for? Like somebody asked, what does a man look for in a woman for a wife? What is it?
Pastor Chad, I'll let you go first.
um, well, to be honest, sister, And to all that's watching, I mean, me and Vivica been together since the 12th grade, and we, yeah, we've been together since the 12th grade, and we we went separate ways during that time. You see, we had our ups and downs to where we wasn't quite on the right terms, and we would separate for a year or two, and but we would always come back. And so I can't really say what I would look for in a woman that I didn't see in my wife. And that's why I'm with her today, because I seen everything that I see in her that I've probably been seeking all my life. However, a lot of things of the world caused me to go astray and to go my separate way. But he brought me back to where I needed to be. During that time, during that time that I was single, um, I always look for a woman that's trustworthy, for one, a woman that I can trust. I must say that I've had some trust issues. I don't know why. It's just maybe a man thing. I don't know. But at one time, I did have trust issues. But I always look for trust. I mean, loyalty, um, inner beauty, as well as outer beauty, of course. Um, but when I seen and met Vivica, she gave me all of those qualities when I was young. I seen that in her. I seen my wife in the 12th grade. Literally, I seen my wife in the 12th grade. When
So,
we were
so
broke up, I
Pastor,
went,
so you were one of the
yeah,
men who, when you saw her, you knew that was your wife. Because I've heard that before. Some men have known, and I've heard the story where some women be like, I knew he was mine, he didn't know, but I had to convince him. So you're saying that when you saw Vivica with her cute self, but she was beautiful inside and out, in the 12th grade, you knew that was your wife?
yeah, because she was feeling me, and when she was feeling me, automatically, I didn't know I had a chance with Vivica because of the. I'm not saying I was a bad boy, but we were on two sides of the track at the time, and I didn't know if she would see anything in me that she would like. However, I can tell a man can tell when a woman likes him, so I can tell Vivica liked me. So with that, and I liked her too, that just clashed us together. She had outer beauty, she had inner beauty. But one thing I know that I can trust Vivica. I could trust Vivica. And I mean, to me, that means more than anything. I don't know how other people look at it, but a lot of people say, well, I like her because she was sexy, she had a nice shape, and she was cute. But at the end of the day, you want somebody you can trust. You want somebody that's loyal to you, and that can hold your secrets. You can hold her secrets, and she understands you. A woman that can understand that man, whether he's at his highest or at his lowest, and
Right.
he knows that he's understood. Yeah.
That's okay. Now that's good. You knew she would stick with you. Okay, I like that, brother Kendale. What was it? What did you see? I love this. That was really good. Off the top, we good.
So what I think happens too is it happens in stages. I think what I wanted whenever I was in my 20s is totally different than what I want as a man that's following after God now, right? So like you mentioned before, you talked about you asked a question about me being single at one time. I mean, single at one time, you think about what it looks like on the outside. You think about just getting the flashy thing, somebody that looks good, and that may be only external, right? But now, like whenever I met my wife, man, the first thing that was non-negotiable for me, you had to have a relationship with God. You had to know
Yeah.
God for yourself. And the reason why I
Yeah,
say that is
exactly.
because
Right.
what's going to keep you faithful to me when I'm not around? What's going to keep you trustworthy to me? There has to be something that's holding you and being
Right. That's
anchored
what
to
I'm
you, just like it
saying.
is with me,
Trust,
right?
man.
So, because I work away from
Yeah.
home, so she's home by herself. I don't have to. I don't want to have to worry. I
Right.
knew
It
that
is.
that's the path that I'm on, and I didn't want to be unequally yoked with somebody. Now, yeah, being beautiful, all that stuff comes with it. I think that's just a byproduct. I don't think nobody goes to a store or see somebody around and be like, man, she's not attractive. Let me try to talk to her. I think everybody's the
Right.
physical attraction is there, right? You
Attracted.
want that. But the relationship with God piece is so important because look at the world nowadays, man. There's so many people out here chasing these fantasies, chasing this stuff out here that's really not healthy, and it don't lead to nowhere good. And I'm always thinking about what the end looks like. So what are we gonna be like when we 40, 50, 60 years old together? Not this stuff that's only lasting for a few months and it's going away. So that's my perspective whenever I think about somebody single. And I would encourage anybody on this line that is single, and I tell people this all the time. I do not know why people get married and don't know God. Because you need God to help you while you married. You need a different
Yeah.
perspective other than your own so y'all can come to an even median, right, in the middle that says, okay, I know what I feel, I know how you feel, but what does God say? And so many people miss that piece, right, because they're trying to do marriage the world's way. Marriage was created by God. So why would you go and try to be married if you don't include God in your marriage?
True.
Okay, well, I absolutely do agree with that. And
Yeah.
I look today, are women different to you all than what they were even 10 years ago, 15 years ago? Has the woman changed? I'm seeing
Yeah. A
something
lot.
different.
Crazy.
And so what do you see that's different in women maybe 10, 15 years, you might say 5 years ago than what we're seeing today?
When we
So,
go.
so, and my question, I guess I'm not trying to answer it with a question, but when you say different and what you're seeing, what are you seeing? Like, I'm just trying to see what you're
I
saying.
want to know it. I don't want to box it in, but it may be physical, it may be mental, it may be, just the state of what you guys are seeing in regards to women. I see physical differences, mental differences, spiritual differences. I see the
A
whole
lot of that.
spectrum of the woman changes. I look sometimes and I'm like, I work out, I exercise, I do my best to keep myself
Yeah.
up. But I'm seeing bodies that I've never naturally seen them happen like that.
That's
you
what I
know,
Right,
mean.
right, right.
That's the
and
truth.
then I
That's the
see,
truth.
and then we can
Yeah.
talk about the spiritual part. Just a lot has
Right. Right.
changed. So from a man's perspective, what is that looking like to you all?
Well.
So for me, let me say this. This is what I think too.
Yeah.
Um, when we think about the differences, so I grew up in an era where social media was not a thing, right? So
Right.
I didn't have social media in high school. So social media just came around. And so one of the things that's discouraging to me about women is that they show too much to everybody. Right. So that's a big difference for me because for me, like with my wife, I don't want everybody to be able to see what's for me. Right. And so
Right.
when you out here showing your body, you're out here doing these different type of things for a man like me, that's a turnoff. Right. And this like we gonna be totally honest. I'm a Christian. I love God. But like that, when you present yourself like that, you show only one thing that man wants from you. There's nothing for him to chase. There's nothing for him to go after. There's nothing for him to try to seek when you're letting everybody see it. Right. And so I think that's the biggest difference, in my opinion, from whenever I was dating opposed to me being married now. And I have conversation with my homeboys all the time. We talk about a woman and her body changing. She done had kids and different things like that. Like a real man is not bothered by that kind of stuff. Like that don't bother. So don't go try to do all this old crazy stuff to yourself that may damage you later. Like a real man gonna love you for you, right? And gonna love who you are as the woman that you are. Not saying that you don't try to work out, that you don't try to keep yourself up, because I'm gonna always do those things for myself. But like I just try not to get into this society way of thinking that a woman has to look like this, she has to be like this, she has to do it like. I'm like, man, that's crazy. Like we try to live in Hollywood and we're regular people. Those
Right.
people on TV are fake, they're phony, they're acting, right? They go home and they're miserable trying to keep up with the Joneses, trying to keep up with these trends. I just want somebody that's real. That's just me.
Right.
Like,
Right.
and I think that's the biggest difference. When social media came, we started to see people in a new light, right? Showing too much, doing too much for attention. And I don't want no woman that's seeking attention from everybody.
Right. Right.
Talk to us,
Right.
Pastor Chad. That's
Hey.
good, good, good.
Right. He said a lot of good things in that. God bless you, brother. I want to pull out the fact that uh, the woman of yesterday. was more so about looks, how a man looked. They were more so, is he fine? Is he sexy? Is he cute? I believe nowadays a woman like looks, but I believe all she really want now is just a good man. A man that's working, that's taking care of his responsibilities. It's not always about tall, dark, and handsome no more like it was on yesteryear. It's more about just being a man that woman can rely on, her security. And that's what most women are looking for now. And the same goes with the men of yesteryear. A lot of these women go and get plastic surgery, which I don't mind that. That's good, to each his own. I'm not tripping on that, so don't think that I'm against that. But men like like you just the way you are, like my brother said a while ago. Um, a woman that's natural, and have natural beauty. He love her for that. He love that. That's what made him fall in love with her from the door. Is what she had before, before all that came about. But like I was saying, yesteryear woman was more about how a man looked. This year woman is more about how can this man provide? Is he a good worker? Do he work? Do he take care of his kids? Is he a family man? Do he love God? These are the qualities. They're looking more for quality in a man more than anything. It's not about the six pack abs and all that's good for show, like my brother was saying. All that's good for TV. All that's good for magazine. But when it comes down to it, can you trust that man? And that's all a woman
Yes.
want to do is have a man that she can trust. She
Ooh.
want to trust him,
Ooh, child.
you
Okay,
know.
y'all talking real good tonight. This is good. So, when it and I think that should take the pressure off of women. I'm telling you, and I get it. Women feel so much pressure to be perfect, and Kendale, you said it. Social media has done that, and it's not real. That's not where you want to be as a person, and it puts stress for you to do what? Spend more, be less happy, be depressed, compare yourself to other people because that becomes your standard. And
And
every
can I share
woman is
something? Can I
beautiful.
share something?
Please, absolutely.
So, so this is another thing too, and I would share this with all women that's on this line because whenever I get a chance to counsel and I get a chance to have conversations with women about relationships and why this didn't go their way or whatever that looks like, um, nothing is wrong with you just because a man don't want you. He just was the wrong man. And what happens is women start to feel insecure. They start to feel invaluable because the man don't want them, right? So don't try to change your life up, change who you are and what you do just to please one guy when there's God may have another guy out there for you. And I see so many women, they like, well, what could I have done better? Why didn't this work? Why didn't that work? And I'm like, the guy was going to do that anyway. He was going to be
Right.
him. But so many people think that they could, so many women think that they could change a man to the point where they do whatever they can and it still never works out. Like my wife does not have to be perfect before I love her. That's not how God loves me. God didn't wait for me to change and be all together before he accepted me and loved me. So if a man gonna be with you, a man gonna love you, like just be you and let him love that, not what you're pretending to be.
Yeah, it's good.
That's
It's
good.
good.
That's good. So here's another question. Woo, all right, you all are just loading it up tonight. So it says, why do some single men prefer married women?
Because he's lost.
Golly, that's crazy. It's crazy question. Who
And
asked
and,
that
and, the, re- and
question?
the reason why I say he's lost is because there's no real responsibility when she's somebody else's man.
Right.
Right? I have no allegiance to you. I have no loyalty to you if you belong to somebody else. I don't have to wake up to you. I don't have to pay your bills. I don't have to take care of you. Really, if that's the case, only sex may be involved. If she's somebody else's man, she may not be getting something at the house, so she get it from him. But so for me, I think they both selling themselves short.
That's wow. It's a good answer, man. Who? That's a wild question too. Yeah. Do y'all hear me? You can hear me? Okay. Why you? What question was that again? Why do single
Why
men
do
want
some single men prefer married women?
married?
So a single sister asked this. I'm telling you, I'm like, where is the state of relationships? Y'all, these kind of questions come from more than one woman, and this is so it's just almost heartbreaking that people are missing
I
out
think
on the value of
I believe
relationships.
I believe that I'm gonna just say this from counseling and witnessing a lot of other things. I believe that some men, as you said, some single men, I believe that they seek a vulnerable woman in so many places, in so many ways. They seek that that woman. And sometimes that woman can be in a vulnerable state if she's in an unhealthy marriage. And that man always want to seem like he can be better than what she had or what she have. And when he sensed that vulnerability in that woman, he attacks. uh, a man is a hunter, and if you watch National Geographic, you will find that the lion goes after the wounded prey, and he don't go after the healthy gazelle, but he goes after the wounded gazelle. It's easier. And that man senses that vulnerability in that woman that's married or in a marriage that she's not happy in, and he wants to be the Captain Saver woman in so many ways.
That's that's
you know.
that's something we talked
Right.
about that hunting last week, and I get that. What you say? He goes after the
Yeah.
vulnerable, the little crippled gazelle, trying to
Right.
trying to.
Right. I mean, and he sensed the potential that she has in her, but he can sense that she's not happy. She's married, but she's not happy. He's not going to go after a healthy married woman. He's not going after that. He's going after a wounded married woman, a woman
Mm-mm.
that he can sense vulnerabilities in, and he
Mm.
wants to be the one to fix it. But
Right.
he's going by the wrong way.
Right. That's good. I'm so glad to see Arkansas on with us, Sister Shields. Welcome to the segment. My brother from Houston, Texas. God bless you, big brother. Pastor Nicole said they don't want to commit, so they would rather be with someone already in a relationship with someone else. And I can agree with that too. They don't want the responsibility, what Kendale said. Teresa Cameron Dudley said a man that does that should think about how he would feel if someone did that to him. That is so true, but I'm telling you, we're missing something. Here's another question. Why do men ghost? A man can be having, or the two can be having good times, fun and laughter, and then all of a sudden, the communication stops. He just drops off. So why are men ghosting women? What is that?
So I think that men are ghosting women because, for one, if they see something that they don't like, that they don't verbalize, most people are just shut off. Instead of a man communicating what he don't like, how something made him feel, because it's a vulnerable spot, right? For a man, most women are expressive. They could tell you, hey, I didn't like that hurt my feelings. But as a man being married, I understand, yeah, those things are challenging to be able to tell somebody whenever you're supposed to be viewed as this tough guy, right? This guy that is not bothered by anything. So I think that's one way that they do the ghosting. And then two, I think also they run from the responsibility of what a real relationship looks like, right? So a woman goes to asking you questions and wondering why you're not responding to text messages or calls, and you change from who you were the first 6 months and now you're different. So a man don't really want to be questioned, right? And I would say a man, but I'm saying a man that's not really ready for all that comes with a relationship may run from that aspect of it, right? So I've seen that happen where he may, hey man, she asking me too many questions. I'm like, man, she just asked you where you was at, right? You ask her the same questions, but it's as if she can't ask you any. And I think that's what happens so often when single guys are ghosting or running away from the responsibility of what all comes with a relationship. And a lot of times, single guys, and I'm just being honest, single guys that are not mature, that are not ready, that are not following God, are really only chasing one thing.
And as my big
And
mama
if you're
used to
not,
say,
and if
that's
you're not
tail.
giving, And if you're not giving that up, right? If you're not
Yeah.
giving that up, they're
Mm-hmm.
gonna try to move on to the next one.
So true. Wow, that is so good. Pastor Chad, I want you to give some feedback as well. But I do see we have some more Houston on. We see you, Brother Jetty. We have some more Arkansas on. We have YouTube viewing with us. Thank you guys for being here. Lady Duwana Davis, she said in this kind of situation, it caused in her community a situation that they're going through the exact thing right now, which led to murder and a fugitive on the run. Think about that. What, as Kendale was saying, what tale is worth that? You know what I'm saying? Nobody's life is worth losing over just something like that. All right, Pastor.
Um, yeah, a man runs because I think he's not ready. Number one, he's not ready. Number two, he may have thought he seen something in that woman that he liked and realized that is not what he wanted. And just to be honest, let's take let's address that right quick. I mean, he might have thought he liked her, and then he realized that he didn't know how to tell her that he didn't want to be with her, and he ran. Some men are cowards. They're too coward. They're not brave enough to tell a woman, um, look, I'm not interested no more. I gotta go here. They just want to leave. Number three, he may have some unfinished business in another relationship that he's tied in, and he didn't let her know about it. And that may have pushed him off. He's stuck between two women, and the other woman probably won. I'm just gonna be honest. And like I said, a lot of times men get with women, they thought they liked her after they been together, and he realized that, well, nah, I don't think this is what I want. And he don't know how to tell her, just real stuff right here. And he just leave. Um, and he may have another woman on the side that he's dealing with, and he choose that woman. We can be deep about it. It's good to be deep about it, but the truth is, most of the time that's what it is. He thought he liked her and he didn't. And he was messing with another woman at the same time he was with that woman, and he chose that woman until he get that business straight with her. Then he can probably try to get the business straight with the woman that he's previously with, that he's currently with. So you can't have both of them. You got to make a decision on which one you want. And for
Right.
some reason, he may be getting pulled further to this other side than he is with the woman he's currently with, and he just ultimately leaves and go back to that other woman.
Right.
I mean,
Sounds like too from what both of you were saying. There's some emotional immaturity in that
yeah.
man that would do something like that to a woman, to women.
But see, but one thing, sister, sometimes a woman can run that man off, and that we need to address that as well. Sometimes she
Come
can
on,
run that
talk about
man
it.
off.
Talk about it.
You
What
know,
happens? Talk about it.
I mean, I believe that some women try to make themselves up to be somebody they're not, when all they have to do is be themselves. Everybody comes with a little baggage, and for some reason that woman want to hide her baggage until the relationship get thick. Then she want to throw out all the bags on the table. He didn't know she was cuckoo for Cocoa Puffs. He didn't know she was uh, two French fries short of a Happy Meal. He didn't know she was playing with a couple sandwiches at a picnic. He didn't know all that until later on in this relationship. Now he find out, you know, he got something on his hand, and he got to get up out of there before it's too late.
You say it's just too late
That's
then.
the
Oh my
thing.
gosh. And that is so true. I think
Yeah.
one of the best things that I as a woman can tell women, and I had to learn this, is be comfortable with being the faulty you. I mean, it's
Right, right.
perfectly okay. But there was this
Yeah.
pressure because I didn't know about, men, dating, relationships, and all of that. And, if I get stressed out, I may get a pimple down here. People who know me know I might say I have a stress pimple. And it would just freak me out. But I'm like, I'm cool. I'm okay. I'm over that. I'm so much more than that. If a man can't handle that, then oh well. But I'm telling you, those are the kinds of things that the pressures would come and make women feel like this is a part of brokenness, and it's not. You still more than enough. So that's really good. Okay, so now, and I'm seeing some questions come through. I have so many. I know we can't address tonight, but let's get on the topic. I want to let me introduce it with a little video here. Let's see. I think this is. Oh, this is it.
I've seen that. They
So,
getting
is
it.
it okay?
They getting it, man. They getting it.
Is it okay
Lord have mercy.
to be curious when it comes to age? Does age matter?
This the year of the Cougars.
So you're asking, is it okay for an older woman to be curious and ask about a younger man?
I wanted to
And
know,
so
does age, we know traditionally age
Yeah.
reversed for men and women is no big deal. But is this
right.
still a big deal? We see you on Twitch TV. Thank you for joining us on Twitch. We're glad to have you with us. All right, yes. So, is it okay for an older woman to be curious? And what's the limit?
Yeah, so that's an interesting question, and I don't think there's anything wrong with any woman being curious, right? And what I mean by curious is just most men won't say this, but for me, I want to know that the woman that is interested in me too, right? I don't want to have to just be running her down and I'm calling
Right,
all the time and
right,
she's not answering the phone
right,
or she never initiates conversation. So I don't think that has an age limit. I just think that that's just
right,
if a woman
right,
sees a man and he's 5, 10 years younger and he's with that, then just make sure it's mutual, right? Make sure he wants you like you want him and you want him like he wants you. Otherwise, it's not gonna work.
right, right, right. Curious. I don't see nothing wrong with a older woman liking a younger man. I don't see nothing wrong with that. Just as well as I don't see nothing wrong with an older man liking a younger woman. But what's the limit, or what you mean the age gap? What you that's what you mean? What's the youngest
Yeah,
you
I mean,
see?
I've seen 60-year-old men that look 45. I've seen
Yeah.
55-year-old women that look 39. So, does it go by looks? Does it go by health? I've seen 35-year-old men who can't
Well,
keep up with a 54-year-old woman. So, where does that go? I
well,
see you,
well.
Brother Jetty Jefferson says, shoot, yeah, it matters. Edith said, after 40, everybody is the same age. So, I'm so tickled.
Yeah,
Okay.
boy.
And so
So,
I'm gonna say this. So my wife is. I'm saying there's not a big age gap, but my wife is older than me, and so
Okay.
for me, I don't think age makes the difference. I think maturity does, right? Because I know men that are in their 50s that still act like kids, and then vice versa when it comes to women, right? And I'm the type of person where while I enjoy life, some stuff got to be serious. We have to take some stuff serious. Everything can't be funny. Everything can't be a joke, right? So for me, I think the maturity part is where the gap comes in at, and it's not so much about the age
Right.
because there was a time when you say, well, you 35 years old, you should be grown. Well, that ain't true, especially not for some men. Because I know some guys that are 35 years old and better, and they still like stuff that I was on whenever I was in my 20s.
Right.
I can agree with that. I get, younger men do approach me as well, so that is interesting. I've had men, older, and maturity wise. I don't really see, of course, every man, but I cannot say a man younger is less mature than an older. I haven't necessarily seen that to be automatically the case as what I initially assumed it would be. That's not true. Someone asked a question. Yes, no matter what platform you're viewing from, we do see your comments. Thank you for asking that. I'm sorry, I didn't mean to
Um,
interrupt.
that most of the time, what I've experienced or seen rather is mostly it's the older women, your younger men. Excuse me, the older women going down to the younger men, but they don't usually stay together. It's like you say, it's curiosity, it's curiousness. That I mean, most of the time when an older man has a younger woman, he picks that woman, and probably after a relationship that he previously had with a woman that was close to his age or older. When he's getting in his older age, and that's to help and to take care of him as he get older. Most of the time, that younger woman has that older man for security purposes because she knows that she has security, financial security, and that's how that goes most of the time. But if an older woman is digging a younger man, like that video we just seen a while ago, I believe that's just a case of curiosity, just want to see how it is. I don't believe that older woman wants to be messing around with that for all her days.
Right.
She
That
ain't
that's a sugar
she ain't
mama,
ready
sugar
for
daddy
all that.
situation happening there.
Right.
So
Right.
That's
so
just something.
excuse me,
That's
my
just
little
a,
girl, she come in here with me, so I'm
Hey, sweetheart, she is
gonna
adorable.
talk while I got her till she go back to her room. So
She is adorable. Yes.
yeah.
Somebody said
But
when it comes to age, somebody said after 25 it's legal. You all are so funny. Um, doc,
I could see that. I could see that.
Somebody
I
says
could
I'm
see that.
72 and this 51-year-old thinks I'm the bomb. What do you guys think about that? And I do see here, Elaine, thank you for the comment. She says I have been happily married to my husband for 23 years. I'm 57 now, and he is 51. More man than any older man I ever dated. I heard that, and they've been together for
Yeah.
23 years.
yeah,
Jetty
so
said he got a
I don't
72-year-old chasing him down. He said that's just nasty. Oh my gosh.
I don't. I still go back to my comment about the age. I mean, I don't think when you talk about the 72-year-old and the 51-year-old, I mean, I don't see anything wrong with that. I just think that if they both can agree on what they want out of this relationship, where is this going, right? Have a mutual understanding, mutual respect for one another. And I think that's where it gets messed up, right? You may have an idea that I don't have, and your thoughts of what we were going are not the same. So then we get off course. But I think if everybody's on the same page, talking about the same stuff, understanding where this relationship could potentially be going. And I also believe that at a certain age, at a certain point in your life, you should be dating for the next thing. You shouldn't just be talking about being with somebody just to say you're dealing with somebody and there's not an end to it, right? I'm saying like I couldn't see myself even if I wasn't married at 35 years old, just randomly going do different things, different women every day of my life and not expecting something to come up.
Right. Right. Right.
I
Right.
absolutely agree.
And then you gotta think. Then also you gotta think about the age gap. If a 27-year-old man is with a 50-year-old woman, I mean, 20 years from now, she gonna be in her 70s. 10 years after that, she'll be in her 80s. What does that leave him? I mean, it's fun for a little time, but let's be real, let's be honest. How long will that last? How long before the thrill is gone? So we gotta. There's a lot of
Right.
things we need to put to play when it comes to that age gap.
Right, that's good. Samiko Brooks said older women these days are aging differently than our grandparents did. It's like the older they get, the younger they look. You better watch out now. I cannot disagree. Okay.
Yeah, and I agree with that because that
Yeah.
just goes to show you that people are more into taking care of themselves. People are doing more for themselves. The self care piece, I think that's really really important,
Yeah.
right? And I think also for when it comes to men, men have to step their games up on that level, right? Because I always tell my wife, man, I don't want to ever be the guy that you look at and you like you're no longer attracted to, right? So I want to make
Right.
sure that I'm taking care of myself so that I be
Of
attracted
course.
to you as long as you can see, as long as we're together. No,
Of
no, not
course.
right
Of
now.
course. I'm gonna tell you that's so true, man. Taking care of yourself, that's so true.
Yes,
And
I agree with that as
you want you
well.
want you want to be you want to be a you want your wife to be attracted to you. I mean, give me rewind for 1 minute. You asked the question when we first started the segment, and I'm not going over the place, but I just want to say this before we get off this line. That you asked earlier, what do men want? You said, what do men? I mean, what do women want? Uh, what are women looking for in a man? I believe y'all gonna talk about that. Is that the topic or what? That's gonna be another topic. I want to switch it up
No,
because I
no, go
thought
ahead.
about
Go
something
ahead because
just to
I was
help
going to ask
just
that
to
question. This is good. Go ahead. Yeah.
okay. Just to help some of the guys out. I'm not a specialist at this, but what I've also had experience that women are looking for real men, like we said earlier, working men, working class men, but they're not looking for a man that try to be something when he's not. Please, man, please, anybody out there, man, look, if you got some baggage, tell that lady about your baggage. If you have 3 kids, tell her you
Tell
got
it
three
up
kids.
front. Oh my
If
gosh.
you
I
yeah,
don't mean to
if you
interrupt, but
got a
tell it
right,
up
right,
at the door. Don't get into it and don't let her find
yeah.
out because if she
Don't let
finds
her
out on her
find out.
own, it's a wrap.
Yeah, then let's see how she like you after that. Then y'all can go further. Tell if you got baby mama drama. Tell if you have an old girlfriend that's crazy, and tell her these things so when that stuff hit the fan, it won't blow her mind. Just be real. Look, if you don't have a lot of money, tell her you don't have a lot of money. If you know you're trying to get off your feet, get your credit together, talk to her, let her know, look, this is me. If you love me for who I am, I'm not telling you I got good credit. I'm not telling you I have. Look, this is me. One car, apartment, look, job, 3 kids. I'm trying to get myself together. Be real with her. See how she likes you like that. Then if she could dig you like that, man, that can be the best catapult to being a great man that you need in your life. Because long as you lying to get her, you're gonna have to lie to keep her. Whatever you
Yeah,
tell a
you're right.
woman, whatever
Amen.
you tell a woman to get her, you're gonna have to tell her that to keep her. I always tell my children, if you lie to that girl to have her in that manner, you're gonna have to lie to her every time.
Time.
Just
That's
lay it out on
good.
the table, man.
That's good. I like
Yeah.
how Valerie
And,
Aiken
and
said, let
building
her decide if she wants to deal with those things. And I see what you all are
Right.
saying about dating for the next stage. We'll get that. But Kendale, go ahead, please.
and building on what Pastor Williams mentioned, man, that's so strong because and I always so the reason why it's always personal to me because I've lived that. When I met my wife, the reason why I'm so sold on my wife is because she said she would marry me and I was still living with my mom and my daddy.
Wow.
It was
Yeah. That's
it
good.
was it was like, and so I've always worked, I've always had a job. I was just struggling to figure it out, struggling to get it together, right? And so I told her this years after it, but it really helped me to see where her mindset was. She didn't see me for where I was. She saw me for
Hmm.
what I was becoming.
Right.
And
Right.
I didn't
Right.
have a reason to hide. I didn't have a reason to lie and try to make it like, oh, I got this big house, I got these nice cars, and I got this stuff. So, what God has allowed us to build over the years, because as soon as we got married, my prayer was, God, you know the design of a marriage. The man prepares a place for his wife. 6 months after we got married, we bought our first house. And then
Hmm.
everything just started to build on that, right? So I didn't have a reason to lie. You were either gonna
Right.
like me for
Right.
this or nothing, because I was not gonna be
Right.
pretending
That's
and then
it.
have to keep
Be
changing
real.
every time something happens,
Yeah,
right?
gotta
So,
keep.
so,
Yeah.
so I
Right,
think that's
man.
big
That's
That's
because right now
good.
you got guys on social media, and this is what I really believe too. And this is something that I'm really passionate about. And I tell women this and I tell men this. I said the reason why women show their bodies on social media is because men are attracted to that. The reason why men flash money on social media is because women are attracted to that. And they may not even have all this stuff, but if you stop watching it, you stop entertaining it, watch how they stop doing it. Because they're only doing it because they know they get the attention or the reaction from you. So if you got $2,000 and you got it in your hand, but whenever it's time to pay a bill, that woman gonna be wondering like, what happened? I thought you had this, I thought you had that, right? And then a man from the perspective, you got all this fake stuff out there, you showing me all this, but hold on, we live together now. I wasn't even ready for all this that you're showing me. I just want what's real because I could deal with real. I can't deal with fake.
right. Right.
Spot
Good.
on. That's it. That's it.
That's good.
Chevis, and I hope
Yeah.
I'm not saying the name incorrectly, but Collins said some of the women are so broken when they receive a good man, they don't know how to treat him. And that does happen. I think the brokenness happens on both sides, and you have to be honest with yourself to get through and over that. And
And that's why the God piece is so important.
that's it.
That,
That is it.
because we all come broken. We all come with baggage. We all come with history. We all come with things that have scarred us, right? And I believe, like my wife and I, we had this conversation when we first got together. And I told her, I said, I believe that you're the woman that God gave me the capacity to handle. So I had the capacity to handle the scars that you come with. And the truth is, you may be, like I heard TD Jake say this. He
Yes.
said, you're expecting a pint person to be able to handle a gallon, right? And so the woman being so broken, she expecting a man that is a pint kind of man to
Right.
handle her
Right.
brokenness. So she wondering why is he running? Because he don't have the capacity to handle you. That don't make him
Right.
bad. That don't mean something's wrong with him or you. That just means he's not the man for you.
Right. Right. That's it. That's it.
Yeah,
That's
that's
it.
good. Yes. Okay, so what does a man need from a woman? You can even say what a man wants, but what does a man need from a woman? We know some hot sex. We get that. We know that.
Yeah, so and check this out, and this is why this is real, right? Because I I was in church, as a young man, and I never hear people in church talk about this. Like I never hear people talk about sex as if sex is a bad thing. Like that's something that God created. I'm not saying it's for everybody, it's for married people. So in church,
Yeah.
we should be able to talk about it in a healthy way where it's
Sex,
fruitful for your
man. Yeah.
marriage. So as a man,
Yeah.
I don't just want sex, I need sex.
Needs sex,
I'm just
man.
being, I need that, right? Now I'm not
Yeah.
I'm
Yeah.
not the person where you got to do this because I consider my wife's feelings. I consider how she is, but that's not something
Right.
that's we shouldn't be doing. We should be enjoying one another, but there's more that comes with just having sex, right? The intimacy part,
Right.
building up to it, a man making sure he's taking care of things around the house and doing
Right.
different things like that. So going to your question, what a man needs, what I believe a man needs that he don't talk about is a safe place. When a man goes home, he want to know that this place is peace. This place is not a place where it's drama, because the world I had to fight every second of the day out there. Whenever I come home, I want this to be a safe place. I want this to be a place where if I need to lay my head in your lap because I'm discouraged, you don't see me less than a man because I'm that way. I want a place where if I'm broken and I'm crying, if I'm frustrated, I can come to you and tell you my fears and you don't look at me less than a man. Because while men hide it, we got emotions too. I come from a place where my daddy said, suck it up. But that don't really work.
Right,
Right? That
right.
don't work to
No.
tell a man to suck it up and I'm trying to deal with my emotion. So my relationship with God helped me to be emotionally stable to where I don't push that on my wife. But what I'm saying is that a man needs a safe place in a woman. A man need to
Right.
know that whenever
Need
I
that.
go to you, you ain't telling your homegirls everything that I done discussed with you.
Yeah, for real,
A
man.
man need to
Need
know that,
that.
man, I'm comforted whenever I'm with my
Need it.
wife. This is a place where
Right.
I'm comfortable. This is a place where I'm free. This is a place where I know this woman got my back through thick and thin. I made a mistake. I messed up, but you got me. The money looking funny, but you got me. I don't know where we're going. I'm lost too, but you got me.
Mm-hmm.
That's the stuff that I'm telling you that men don't talk about. So what they do, they go get a mistress
Mm-hmm.
because a mistress helps them miss stress. It's stressful at the house. So I'm gonna go get this woman in the streets because I can't get this woman at my house to be this woman because she's nagging all the time. And I'm not talking
Right.
about a man that's not handling his business. Yeah, a man
Sure.
needs to be challenged. A man needs to be pushed. A man needs to be encouraged. I need you to pray for me
Yeah.
whenever I'm down. I need you to help me. So I think that
Yeah,
those
for real.
things really, really matter. But a man don't know how to articulate this. And instead of
Mm.
him telling you, he expect you to already know. And when you don't already know, he go find somebody that he think does a falsehood in the streets because she don't know either. That's just pleasure for now.
Mm.
To get your mind
What
off
do
of the
you need?
stress, like you said, to help you miss the
Yeah.
stress. Pastor Chad?
Yeah. What do a man need? Um, we talked about the sex thing. I mean, every if he's a
I
married
mean,
man,
add to it if you need
if
to.
if
Let's
if
talk
if
about
if,
it.
if it's if he working, if everything working right, and he, even if that's not the case, that man has needs, and that woman need to find those needs that man have. Let me make something clear. A man don't always need his dinner cooked on the table when he come home. He don't need to know he got a hot meal cooked when he come home. He don't need to have bath water ran. That's, come on, man. Let's get past that. I'm not knocking nobody that do that. That's cool. But let's be real. What do he need? He don't need that. I've been married for 21 years. And me and Vivica do those kind of things, but that's not what brought me to her. I mean, I cook, she cook. I run bath water. She run bath water. I don't come home to that if she know that's not what I need her to do is listen to me. Like my brother said a while ago, we need our wives to be there. Listen, we need a place that we can come and find peace. Listen to me talk. Listen to what I have to say. And when you listen to me, then you'll realize what I need. If a woman don't listen to a man, she don't know what he needs. She can't find out what he needs because she's just looking. She's not listening. And that goes vice versa. A man have to be a good listener. You have to listen to that woman. Don't just look at her, listen to her. You see the emotions, but see what brought the emotions. And we can go a long way. If I can listen to you, I can figure out what you need. And if she listens to me, she can figure out what I need. But you can't keep me by no cooked food. You're not gonna keep me by no bath water. Come on. You ain't gonna keep me by all that stuff that's material. It ain't hitting on nothing. He needs some loving. Let's be real. He needs some loving. And he need a woman that can listen to him when he needs somebody to talk to, and vice versa.
That's good.
Hmm.
That is so good. And we see somebody added respect. So let me do a little redress real quick because I believe I understood what Kendale was saying, Brother Kendale was saying. So I saw some comments say that they want to debate the idea of a mistress. He was not um, endorsing a mistress. He was explaining why. But let me not speak for you, Kendall. If you want to maybe bring a little more clarity to that thought, because in no way did I hear you endorsing it, but I understand we need to redress that real quick.
Right. Yeah. So what I think, and in the comments, Valerie, my sister Valerie Aiken, she explained it what I meant. Right. She said I think what he meant was that's the place he goes where he can get stress relief for a moment. Right. So that's what I meant by it. Now I'm not encouraging it, But I'm saying that that's the reason why some men do it, because the woman in the streets, he don't have to deal with the headache. He don't have to deal with the noise, the nagging. If he talking to her, she's probably telling him everything that he need to hear to build him up. But when he go home, the wife is tearing him down. So that's what I meant by that. I'm not endorsing it. I'm not encouraging it. I don't condone it. But that's what I'm saying about a mistress. She helps him miss the stress at the house. That's what I meant.
Mm.
Right. Understood.
Right.
Understood.
I understand. I understand what he's saying.
Yeah, for sure. And I'm sure that that brought some clarity to it as well, because we completely wholeheartedly believe in the sanctity of the marriage for sure. Now, let me make a
Right.
couple of announcements. You guys are going to give a final thought, but before that, we have a little quick fire section session that we do. And what I'm aware of, and viewers, you'll have to tell me, but it looks like this is a subject that I need maybe to continue to talk to, not a one part and a two part. But perhaps this is something God is maybe tapping into, because a lot of people are being helped by this, and I don't want to cut short on helping other people in the kingdom for healthy relationships. So maybe tonight won't be the end of talking about love and relationships. If that's something you guys think that you want to continue on, give me just a moment and indulge me in a few announcements. These are important. So this Thursday, and I mentioned this on last week, we said that we would have Lady Kathy Clark with us. She'll be with us this Thursday night, and she's going to be talking about the Beverly situation. If you've heard anything about Kia being convicted in the murder of the child, they are looking for justice for Jariah. There are people on both sides of it. Let me make it very clear. I understand that, and she is privy to information, and she's been updated. So she's going to be with us on Thursday to talk to us about that. So make sure that you plug in on this Thursday at 8 p.m. Also, our next talk after that is going to be our monthly pastors chat, where we talk about the church in today's culture. And we want to just make sure that we continue to talk about church. Church matters. It means something. And there's news going on in the church. So we will talk about that. I also look forward to the upcoming date for a chat with these ladies. They all happen to be ladies who are serving with their husbands in the church. They're going to be with us having a conversation about life and love, well balanced living. So I'm looking forward to that also. And we have just so many guests who are going to be with us. We have others that we're adding to the roster as we go along. So keep that in mind. Also, make sure you understand that if somebody's not on Facebook, they want to see this, they can go to any of these links: Twitch TV, Periscope, YouTube, and all over Facebook, and find us. And also, I'm always grateful for those who are plugging in to 3 Dimension Consulting LLC. Keep us in mind for your church, nonprofit, and small business. Thank you guys so very much. All right. Well, men of God, so I want to do a little quick fire with you guys and ask some questions to let you give some quick answers that you don't have to jump into. But let's see here. So we miss you. We miss you tonight, Brother Gerald. We didn't get a chance to get you on, but Bernie came anyway. Bernie came. Bernie's here with us. So, all right, everybody, give these men a round of applause. All
Thank y'all
right.
for having us.
Yeah. So let's talk a little bit about everything. Couple of questions we asked last time. Want to know top pet peeve of a man when it comes to a woman. Top pet peeve.
I'll let you
So,
go first, man.
Quick answer.
so I think it differs from man to man, but for me, not going too deep into it, is a woman with an attitude.
Okay, woman with an attitude. All right, Pastor Chad.
Wow, goodness.
And
Oh,
what I mean by an attitude is simply somebody that's not able to handle their emotions, right?
Emotional
We
woman.
all got
Okay.
our feelings, we all got our stuff that we deal with, but for me, I'd make a point to be emotionally intelligent, because what I'm dealing with at that point in time may not even be my wife's fault. So I don't think I need to have an attitude with her just because I'm not feeling a certain type of way.
All right. Emotional and a bad attitude. Pastor Chad, you want to add to that?
yeah. I'ma just say, blatantly, a woman with arrogance.
Arrogance. Wow. All right. So, one known fact is that African American men have higher incidences and more aggressive forms of prostate cancer than Caucasian men. So, do we get prostate checkups? Do you say to men, get your prostate checked?
Yeah, we should. And whenever I get of age to go do that, I'm going to do it, right? Because that's me taking care of myself for my wife and my kids. If it's something that I could keep early enough to where it prolong or make my life last longer, then that's what I do.
Good. Pastor Chad?
Yeah,
All right.
of course. We need to make that out. Yes, as much as we
Okay.
can.
All right.
Hmm.
Okay. Dating app, yes or no? Should single
I
people be on
mean,
dating app?
I mean, if that's where they feel like they're gonna find what they're looking for, but I don't. I'm old school. I like to talk to people in their face.
Okay. Even during the pandemic?
I mean, if I say something to you on social media and we meet up somewhere, then I guess that's better, right? But I don't want you to be strictly talking to you on social media and never see you.
Pastor Chad, dating app, yes or no?
In this day and time we living in, I don't see nothing wrong with dating apps, but just don't be catfishing running around here. Be who you are. You know, let it go from there. It's too much catfishing, I believe, these days. It's don't be on a picture looking like a Coca-Cola
Yeah, that's what I'm
bottle
saying.
and
That's why I need to see you. That's why I need to
mess
see you.
around
You
and
ain't
see
gonna have me
you look like a
looking.
2 liter. Come on, you got to make it. Just be who you are. He may like that big, healthy sized woman. He may like that. Just be you. That's all I got to say. Ain't nothing wrong with it though. I don't see
Oh
nothing
my
wrong with it.
gosh. Oh my gosh, that was so funny. Don't be catfishing, y'all. Men and women. I'm telling you,
Yeah,
don't be catfish. If that
yeah.
picture grainy and 25 years old, okay. Okay. So Deion Sanders, is he a turnaround for Jackson State or not?
So I think he is. And my prayer is that his heart is in the right place, that he's there to bring the exposure, bring the notoriety to the school, and help get these kids exposed, because I think our HBCUs are lacking in that area, and I think that's not just going to be just for Jackson State. It's going to actually be good for all HBCUs if he's there, bought in, committed to that, right? So I think it's going to be good.
Mm.
What you think, Pastor Chad?
Yeah, I think it's going to be good for the program. Yeah, I agree. I think it's going to be good. I can't get into too much detail because I'm not big on sports, but I believe he's going to do good with him. Yeah.
All right. Okay.
Hmm.
Um, what's one of the sexiest things women can do? One of the sexiest things that women can do.
One of the
You
sexiest
mean
things a woman could
you
do.
mean in a private? Go
Yeah, that's
ahead.
what I'm
Go
saying.
ahead,
Like,
Doc.
how you say?
Okay. All right.
I
So
mean,
that's good. Tell one in a private setting and tell one in a public setting. And
And,
two, let me just
and
say, Reverend Wesley Preston from Atlanta, Georgia, thanks for joining us. He said waist trainers are deceptive, ladies.
he ain't
waist
lying. He
train,
ain't lying. He ain't lying. He ain't lying.
waist
Yeah.
trainers are deceptive. Okay.
Hey, so
I,
so I
Lord have
think the sec
mercy.
so this is the and this, and I'm not trying to sound cliche, but one of the sexiest things a woman could do is have a deep relationship with God. And the reason why I say that is because that overflows into every other area of her life. Right? Your relationship with God will make you want to do whatever you can to please your husband, to be there for your husband, be there for your kids, be there for your family. So I get excited whenever I see my wife reading her Bible, reading devotions. Like, that's encouraging to me because she's getting something that's going to help her be better for our family, just like the same way I am. Now, there's other stuff that, we can talk about privately too. I mean, put on lingerie. I mean,
talk
let's
about
let's
it.
not let this thing get boring. Let's play some music. Let's do all this stuff that we did when we first got together. Now, that's the kind of stuff we need to be doing, right? Don't throw that out. I don't care how old you get. Don't throw that out.
Yeah. And public, in public, I believe. The sexiest thing that Vivica can do is act respectful. That turns me on, when she put her bouginess on. I got to say when she throw that little bouginess on a little bit and she put a little classiness with it. That to me that's sex in the public. I got to say that's sex in the public. Now in the private, y'all look at here. For the kids that's on here, don't
Right?
look at my
Parents,
phone
no
right quick.
no children, and this is real. And two, let me say
But
this,
for the
and I'm not. Let me say this, Pastor Chad. So when I ask questions, these men don't have to answer according to their personal relationships.
nah,
I'm
they
asking for
don't.
them to talk and speak on behalf of men. So
Right,
that's where
right,
I'm coming
right.
from. So I don't want anybody to attribute this unless they say this is personally me. I'm asking what they are saying in regards to representing men. So that's how these are answered. All
Yeah.
right. So go for it.
Now for the public, like I said, the classiness, the bouginess, I love it. I like the way she can put the classiness on and have a little country with it at the same time. But when you look at the private, I'm gonna tell you what turns me on the most in a private setting is when I can walk in my bedroom and see Vivica laying on her stomach.
Hey, look, somebody in the chat, Brother Wesley said R&B, not no Shirley Caesar or James Cleveland. And I be tripping off of folks, Christian folks, that
Yeah,
act
doc.
like,
Yeah, doc.
Lenny Williams and all that stuff don't sound good no more.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Yeah, man. That laying on the stomach get it every time, boy. Yeah. There's just something about it. I don't know. You know how they do. It's just something about it.
I hear
Okay,
you, Doc.
oh my gosh, that was good. Okay, I don't want to ring the bell just yet. Um, okay, so Tamara said that men wear what do they call waist trainers too? We don't want men wearing that either. Men don't wear that. Okay. All right. So anything else in general that you all can say? So I'm going to let you give a final word in just a minute. But anything else you want to add to anything we've just said? Thank you guys so much.
Yeah, so if I could say anything first, thank you for creating this platform, right? So people could come in and listen, and we're just sharing our perspective, sharing our experiences. So it's ultimately to help build people up and encourage them that there's hope on the other side of wherever they are. And so for me, I'm like I said, I'm open book. I'm who I am on this here. I'm the same way in public. I'm the same way in private. This is gonna be Kendale. So I enjoyed this session with you and my brother, Pastor Williams. So appreciate y'all for
God
having me.
bless you, brother. Yeah, yeah. My last words would be that I want to, again, thank you, Tasha, Sister Pastor Tasha, for having me. Thank you. I was willing to do it. I know the circumstances is kind of off. I'm in this truck. However, I want to thank you for having me. Uh, I hope I didn't say anything that was off.
Glad to have you.
Sometimes I could be a little blunt, but everybody know how I am. One thing I can say about Chad is that what you see is what you get. I love the Lord. He knows I love him. I love preaching. I love God's people, and I love everybody. Amen. And everybody that's on there, my wife, I see her commenting on there. And, I could be funny
Yes,
sometimes, but I got to
yes, she
make
is.
you
When you
laugh a
get home,
little
she
bit.
gonna be just like this. She gonna be like, "Hey, boo."
No, you're right. No, you're right.
with the one with the one leg up, like just kind of in the,
And and and
in
I'm and
the.
I'm I'm gonna say this. This is what's encouraging too. Before I get off of here, um, I think this is a true picture of
Yeah,
of what God wants it to be like,
mm,
right? For us to not
yeah,
be so closed off to where we can't have
right,
conversations because that's where people are messed up at. Because we go to
right,
church and we look the part, but we don't tell the truth.
yeah,
And when you
right,
don't
right,
tell the
right,
truth,
right.
when you don't talk about that, kids, people that coming up that don't know God for real, they
Mm,
see your life and they like, man, I know that's hard to get to. That's hard
yeah,
to attain,
yeah, yeah,
right? Like I saw my sister
yeah.
Monica said, ain't nobody making love the amazing grace. Don't I
Right,
love Jesus
right.
too, but don't turn that on. We ain't into that. But people don't talk about that, and they're being
Yeah,
misled,
yeah.
they're being misguided, and they realize,
Right,
man, this walk is not what I thought it was. So if we are more open,
right.
if we're more honest about where we are and what we like and what we do, man, I think it'll be a game changer when people can be real.
It
Because that's
will.
what I
It
that's in
will.
my personal experience with God. He's
Yeah.
always wanted me to be real. The phony stuff he
Right.
ain't for.
That's it. Right. Right. That's it. That's it, man. Yes, sir. Yeah.
Definitely
I love
agree.
it, man.
Yeah.
They say you could be so heavenly minded until you ain't no earthly good.
Right, right.
But we can come down to earth a little bit, and
Yes.
keep our
This is what
yeah.
it's about, love and relationships. All that we do, God created and designed us for this. And I appreciate you guys. So we're
Right.
going to continue in the future having these particular talks. Perhaps this is just a niche. God is kind of leading me in because they've always given a boost. And I saw the comments and everything. And I hope that you all will come back at some point and be guests again on this conversation in particular.
Just
That
say the word.
Right.
Okay, well, fantastic. So
Right.
before we go, I want you both to take a moment and give one piece of advice. And like I said, the balance is we're going to have women on to talk about this. And I know, as well, I want to hear from the men, um, in regards to what you see in women. So I can see a lot more taking this conversation and expounding on it as
Yeah.
well.
Right. Right.
Yeah, so I'm looking forward to that. I'm looking forward to that. But before we go, and you might want to add a thought in there, but tell us something that you want to leave each viewer with. Which one of you would like to go first?
Yeah, so I don't mind going first.
Okay.
It don't matter.
And if it's anything that I would say, especially when it comes to the women or the men that's on this line,
Mm,
is love who God created you to be.
mm,
And the reason why that's so important is because when you love you,
mm.
you'll get away from people that don't. You'll
Hmm.
make sure that the people that's around you are going to be treating you, loving you, and you're not even trying to compromise who you are. And if they don't love you, they don't respect you, they don't appreciate you, they're not for you. So stop trying to change, stop trying to be something that you're not, and just fall in love with who God created you to be. And man, you're going
Right.
to find the people that's for you in this life.
Oh,
Right.
that's
Right.
good. That's good. Pastor Chad.
For a final thought, I have anything to say to anybody. Well, my thing is like my brother said, and we kind of been kind of talking about touching on all night is, and that's to be real, man. Be real with yourself. Love yourself. I see a lot of people putting a post up now. I love me. I like that, because it's teaching everybody to fall in love with yourself. Nothing wrong with loving yourself. I don't believe you can be ready to love others if you don't love yourself. You got to learn to love self. Then you'll be ready to show that same love to somebody else. So firstly, love yourself. Then you can focus on loving others. And don't try to, front. Don't try to get out here trying to front in front of these women,
Come on, talk about
flashing
it.
your little money and all that kind of stuff, man. Look, that ain't gonna get it nowhere, man. Look, these women see one thing, they see their money. She might be talking about you a lame or something at the end of the day, but don't let money speak for you. Brothers, don't let your car speak for you. Brothers, don't let your finances, your job speak for you. Let your personality speak for you. Let your enemy speak for you. Let the inside of you speak. Let God speak for you. And stop letting all these material things define who you are. That's not who you are. Naked you came, naked you shall return.
Hmm.
God bless you.
That is so good. And just right before we get off, and I so agree with that. I have met, and I'm so grateful. I have met some of the most amazing men, single men. I tell women it all the time. There are a lot of good single men, and I've met men with means. And some men do just what you said, Pastor Chad. They depend on the means to be the thing
Mm,
that attracts the woman,
right,
and some it
right.
does. But I can tell you, uh, for every
Yeah,
opportunity I've had, I could have been married to that several times. That means nothing to me if that's not the man
right,
that God has for me. So
Man,
women really want to know the man that she can relax with, that she can
right,
feel safe with. And as soon as a woman feels safe, then she will give and make that man's kingdom everything that he dreams it could be. But it comes down to a
right.
woman who loves God. I'm not talking about the preacher woman, the pastor, the title, the position, none of that. But the
Yeah.
woman who loves God, she wants to be loved in a God kind of way. And
See,
that's what we
Right,
really
right.
want at the end of the day. Make me feel safe, and I know I can let
Yes,
my hair down. There's nothing that can
yes,
stop us.
yes,
We are unstoppable at that point. And
yes.
and I'm
and
gonna
you
tell
can,
you,
Right,
and a woman can look at a man for what he doesn't have and say, when you get with me,
yes,
I'm the favor. Anything
yes,
you want, the
right.
world is yours. I know I'm
love
that
it,
woman. All right.
love
What
it.
were you
Yeah, you
saying, Brother
did.
Kendale?
And I
Right.
say this too. It's also a sign of insecurity when a man leads with his money.
Yes.
And it's also, you have to be careful because men are controlling. Giving you their money could mean they're trying to control you too.
Yeah,
So there should be
yeah.
more to a man than just his money, more to him than
More,
his car.
more.
Some of them got nice cars and don't even know where they're going. So it should
Right,
mean more than the stuff that you have.
right. Facts, facts,
Woo.
facts,
Y'all making it
facts.
hard to say goodnight.
And listen, that's
Go
not
ahead
that's
on.
not to say
Say it.
nothing. That's not to say nothing is wrong with having money. Don't get me wrong.
No, that
Nothing
yeah,
wrong with it.
don't hear me
But
say
when
I
you,
want
but
you to be
when,
broke now. I don't think God
right,
wants us to be broke
right,
now.
right. But when you use it to define who you are. I believe a woman can see that. Women can see if you're using it to define who you are. And they can see if it's just a natural thing. He's a man, a brother that's blessed, got money, but they can see the naturality and all of it. They can see it. You don't have to put it on Front Street. I often tell a church at Pleasant Spring, it's your character that makes you rich. I often tell people at Pleasant Spring, I say, you could put me in a Pinto and I'll make it look like a Benz. You can put me on a bicycle and I'll make it look like a Harley. It's the character that you have and possess that can make the things around you rich. So it's in
That's
you
good.
first before it's anywhere else.
That's good. Brother Jetty talking about he'll take her to McDonald's. I'm telling you, I'll call a taxi home. I'm a grown woman. We don't mind the humility, but that
Yeah,
that
man.
won't work either.
Right,
But that's absolutely
right,
right.
right,
And we know that there are
right,
women who are just out for that, just like there are men who are just out for sex. We
right.
can address that and say that easily, but we're trying to get to relationships. You gentlemen have been just absolutely excellent, awesome on tonight. Thank you for your time. Those who are
Thank
viewing,
you for
would you
having me.
please let these gentlemen know that you appreciate them giving up this time to minister to us in such a way? Let's Talk Live at the end of the day is about godly counsel. And I believe that we have received much of that on tonight. And look, whoever's
Right.
watching right now, we always want you to know that Jesus is the answer for all things. So, whoever you are and wherever you are, if you have never called on the Lord Jesus, the Bible says, whosoever will call upon the name of the Lord shall be saved.
Shall be
And I
saved.
always say that's whosoever, whensoever, wheresoever, and whatsoever you
Wheresoever.
find yourself. Jesus is right
Yes.
there. And all you have to do is call him.
Yes.
We love you and we thank you for joining us on tonight. Any last announcements that you gentlemen
Love
have?
y'all.
Anything that you'd like to say before we say good evening?
So I'm good.
Well,
I just
I want
appreciate
to.
the opportunity. Whenever y'all have it again, I'm ready.
I'm
Yeah.
glad.
And I want
Wonderful.
to.
Pastor Chad?
Yeah, whenever you want it, whenever you get a chance to have us back, I'm willing. I might be on the road, but I can still make it happen. And I want you guys to know that we are on live every Sunday. I often tell my people that you can catch us on live if I'm going live from home or if I'm going live from the church and I pull up and praise service every Sunday for 9 o'clock. You can catch us on our Pleasant Spring Missionary Baptist Church page every Sunday for 9 o'clock. Thank you guys. Love y'all.
That's good. And
Love
Brother
y'all.
Kendale, don't you have a book?
I do. Yes, I do. It's
Don't be playing. Don't be playing.
the book is titled Wreck but Not Total. So if you go
Ah,
to Amazon, you can find it on Amazon. Yeah, it's there. So I'm
all
actually in
right.
the process of writing some more stuff. So be on the
Good.
lookout.
Well, get on Amazon.com and look up Kendale Lumpkins. Look up Tasha Dillon too, and
Right.
get some good reading. Some good reading. All
Good
right,
reading.
catch Pastor Chad on
Yes.
Sundays on Pleasant Spring. God bless you
Yes.
all. We'll see you later. Thank you, viewers. Share it. Let somebody else know
Bless you.
about it,
Love y'all.
and we appreciate you.
Mhm.
Yeah, have a good
God
night.
bless you.